Hello, my name is Michelle Stropke, and I am the Riparian and Wetland AIM Coordinator with the Bureau of Land Management National Operations Center. The following presentation will cover photo points and includes discussion of transect and overview photos, as well as features of interest. You can follow along in section 5.2 of the Field Protocol for Lentic Riparian and Wetland Systems. Photo points are used to qualitatively monitor site changes over time, and multiple repeat photographs are used for detecting changes of a riparian area or wetland, including vegetation structure and composition, water levels, and the size or areal extent of a wetland or riparian area. Several photos are required at each site visit. You must take 2 photos of each transect, 5 overview photos of the monitoring plot, and 2 photos of the soil pit. Additional optional photos include hydrologic features, disturbances, and other features of interest. When taking a transect photo, you must take a photo standing at the beginning and end of each transect. Try to stand back 5 meters or approximately 16 feet from the transect, if topography allows. Be sure to stand in line with the azimuth of the transect. Use a photo board that is clear and legible with the site ID, transect number, and date. Have a second person hold the photo board off to the right-hand side of the photo. Whenever possible, always use a 1.5 meter photo pole to take your photos. Place the camera on top of the pole and take the photo in the landscape or horizontal position. If you must take a photo from a different height, please note the height deviation on the photo board and in the comment section. Notice that all photos are taken standing in line with the transect, have a clear and legible photo board shown to the right side of the transect, have the horizon present, and have identifiable monuments. These are all examples of good photo points. This photo shows all the characteristics of a good photo point. The photographer is standing at least 16 feet away and in line with the azimuth to ensure the transect tape is clearly visible within the plot. The start and end of the transect is marked by flagging that makes the entire transect length visible within the photo. The photo board is written clearly so the site is easily identified and the person holding the board is not within the photo frame. The sky is also visible and creates a nice horizon to provide scale of the plot and to identify monuments or landmarks as references for site revisits. After taking the transect photos, take 1 or more overview photos of the plot. It is recommended to take overview photos from higher ground so as to get a vantage point that allows you to capture the entire plot in the photo. Overview photos are extremely important because they provide context of the site to the rest of the landscape. They can also be very valuable in identifying site-wide changes to a plot, such as increasing or decreasing vegetation along the margins of a riparian area or wetland. Notice in the 3 photos shown here that the plot can be clearly identified within the surrounding landscape. In addition to taking transect and overview photos, you're required to take pictures of the soil pit. Before taking the picture, identify your soil horizons and mark these horizons with golf tees and the measuring tape as shown in these example photos. Once you have identified the horizons, take 1 photo of the soil pit and 1 overview or landscape view before you continue with your profile description. Do not take a photo after your profile description, as we want to see the soil horizons in as much as an undisturbed state as possible. For the soil pit overview photo, stand about 16 feet away and take a landscape view of the pit. This is similar to the transect photos where you want to ensure the soil pit is visible and in context to the landscape. For the soil profile photo, take another close-up photo of the soil pit itself, as shown in these photos. When taking a close-up picture, make sure the entire soil profile is either in the shade or in the sun. This will reduce shadowing, which can greatly affect the quality of the photo. If you are describing the soil profile in place, take a picture of the soil face you will be describing, as shown in the center photo. If the soil was extracted as a plug and you plan to describe the soil in this way, take a picture of the entire extracted soil plug, as shown in the photo to the right. Regardless of how you describe the soil, ensure the entire profile is visible within the photograph and make sure to not cut off the soil surface at the 0 centimeter mark. Additional information for taking soil profile photos can be found in section 5.4 of the Field Methods Protocol. After taking all required photos, you may want to take additional photos to help define the plot and identify special features. These photos can be very useful to illustrate and document the condition of the monitoring plot and may include hydrologic features, disturbances, or other features of interest. Take a picture of anything notable you saw while sampling. Features of interest generally describe hydrologic features and disturbances within the site. These include noxious weeds or invasive plant species, evidence of fire or plant disease, fence line contrasts, roads or power lines, developments, hummocks and soil disturbance, head cuts, channelization, sediment deposition, and erosion patterns. When taking a photograph of this sort, always include an object for scale such as a clipboard, tape measure, or shovel. Additional information on hydrology and disturbances can be found in sections 5.3 and 5.5 of the Field Methods Protocol, respectively. There are several measures you can take to ensure quality data collection. These steps are also listed in the protocol at the end of section 5.2. It is recommended to reference these steps during and after a sample event. This concludes the methods for photo points. Thank you for listening.